Today we have a subscribers do's and don'ts. You've been sending in your videos and we've picked out some of the most common mistakes we've seen from these. See if you can pick up on what we spotted. Thank you to everyone who has sent in their videos. I've put a link in the description to all the featuring channels, so head over and check out the full videos. One of the first things we spotted in this video is the racket preparation around the net and how Shivan carries his racket very low. He doesn't prepare his racket for shots at the front of the court, and as a result means he has no threat when moving into the front, making his shots potentially less threatening. Not bringing that racket up early at the front results in intercepting the shuttle later around the net, giving our opponent more time to react and making our shots less deceptive in the process. You can see here how Daryl, like we've already mentioned, is not preparing and bringing his racket up ready for the shot. This is not a case of him not being there early enough, but getting his arm up early to intercept that shuttle before it drops, and at its earliest point. If we look at how this small mistake might impact our rallies and matches, you can see that not preparing the racket means we take it late and gives our opponent the opportunity to take the next shot early and dominate the net with another tight re-net or a flick behind us. Not only that, but it can reduce our variety of shots available. Here not only is Daryl moving quick, looking to take the shuttle early, but as soon as he splits and knows where the shuttle is going, he's preparing the racket straight away, aiming to meet the shuttle at the earliest point. By doing this, it gives us more options and ability to vary our shot, but also takes time away from our opponent. From here it's much easier to play a tighter net, but also allows us to flick away from the net flatter, putting our opponent under more pressure and maybe getting that shuttle deep behind them. In these rallies you'll see how Daryl is getting his racket prepared early, intercepting that shuttle higher, which allows him to control the net and take time away from me, allowing him to dictate what happens in the rally, and by doing this, staying consistent will result in more points won than lost. This one here is a common doubles mistake we see at a variety of levels, and it's our defensive stance when defending in doubles. If you look at the gentleman here in red, you'll see how he's very non-racket leg in front and forehand grip when defending. While you can get away with this if they smash it to your forehand or onto your racket, what will happen if they smash onto your backhand? This is where it gets more difficult because it takes time to change your grip and time to reach across the body, and by this time it's already too late. This can result in a mistake or having to hit it around the back as a last resort. Although this looks good, it can be a sign of bad preparation. Looking at our examples, it's quite difficult to reach across for some of the wider shots as well, because our feet aren't set up to move sideways quickly. Often a result of this technique, we see the shuttle struck later, sometimes behind the body. Not only will this limit our power and ability to cross the shuttle, but our opponent knows this and will step in to the net as they know you're under pressure and can sense the weakness. Looking closely at the technique we should be aiming for, we should set our feet up either square on or racket legs slightly back with our hips facing the shuttle. We should be set up with our backhand grip, as we can cover a huge circle in front of us with this grip, hitting almost every shot with the backhand except the wide forehands. And if we're desperate, we can even hit this with a thumb grip. This stance with the feet allows us to move sideways if we need to put our body in a better position, but also helps defend those tough, awkward ones that are heading towards our racket hip or armpit area, and still hit these with power and with the ability to vary our shot. Setting up with the racket out in front will help make the shot less cramped, as the shuttle isn't too close to the body, and intercept the shuttle out in front of us, giving us more flexibility, control, and taking time away from our opponent when looking to counter-attack. Next up, I believe this is Shivan's brother Suraj. One of the standout technical aspects of his game we think he could improve is with his overhead preparation, and we saw this almost every time. If you look closely at these clips, you'll see that he prepares or brings the racket up very late, making his overhead action very rushed. Not only will timing be impacted affecting the quality of shot, but when he gets punch cleared, like in these rallies, you'll see it makes it difficult to deal with. You'll see from the examples we put together how rushed and hectic the overhead action is, making our shots a lot less consistent as our hitting zone is massive. This also gives us less threat when at the rear court as well, because our opponent can read what we are going to do much earlier, as we are not holding and waiting before hitting. Taking a close look at Daryl's overhead preparation and action here, you'll see how he gets his racket up early as soon as he's seen the shuttle is going up and he knows he's going to be doing an overhead. He's getting his arm up early but keeping them relaxed with the racket elbow behind him and roughly in line with his shoulder. You'll need to find the most optimum and most comfortable position for you, but this is a good starting point and will allow you to be more consistent with your timing, and it will encourage you to reach up and take the shuttle early, hopefully creating better angles from the back. This preparation will create more threat when you're at the back of the court and about to hit the shuttle, because every shot you'll be holding and waiting and then swinging at the last moment with a smaller hitting zone. This makes it far more difficult for our opponent to read what we're about to hit and giving us much more disguise on our shots, as it should look like we might smash every time. Next up, we're looking at the gentleman in the white, and this is a common mistake we see where people are making lots of mistakes when they have the opportunity to attack or kill the shuttle around the net. You'll see how he plays this shot with both a big swing and a big follow through, often resulting in it going out the back or into the net. You'll see from the examples we've put together how little control I get in directing the shuttle, how I make lots of mistakes and don't strike the shuttle in the sweet spot of my racket. This technique is often used because people get excited, the shuttle is a little bit higher, they tense up and try to hit it as hard as they can with a massive swing, because you want to win the point really badly. Looking closely at the technique, I would say we can have the racket head back behind the hand, but not the arm back. By using this short swing, it will allow us to be more consistent and hit the shuttle in that sweet spot every time with a little bit more practice. The power comes from us squeezing the fingers and pushing with the thumb, creating a snappy rebound action that generates lots of racket head speed. It's important we also time the step with the shot when moving forward, aiming to hit the shuttle just before our lunge foot lands, helping for more consistent timing. Don't get overexcited and go for a massive swing, but be mentally confident that we can hit with power with the short finger squeeze action. Remember, even if they manage to get it back, don't worry, we can still attack or kill the next shot that comes back. If there are any of these that you can relate to, then we hope we've been able to help you improve your game. If you'd like to send in your own videos for us to give you feedback on or be featured in our videos, then I've put a link to the form in the description below. If you'd like to see more common mistakes we see players make, then click on this video here and we'll see you guys in the next one.